This is Diana with How to Succulents. Today we're going to talk about light. So what to do if you have too much light, not enough, how to transition them, what to do with sunburn. So when we talk about light, one of the things that can happen is our succulents can sunburn if they're exposed to too much. So I recently just put this jade up in this spot that receives a ton of light, and you can see these leaves, how they're brown like that. That's not normal, that's sunburn. So I kind of left them up here and I kind of forgot about them, to be honest, and I didn't do my normal checks that I do. If you look here, kind of same thing on these pretty orange ones, there's some brown spots, and I recently moved that one too, so I know that that's got sunburn too. So what do you do if that happens? Your immediate step should be to kind of move it to a place that's got less light. It could even be, like I've got these on a shelf, so those are on the top shelf, so you can move them down lower on the shelf if you're able to. Or into a different area. If it's really severe, the plant could actually die. And if it's just kind of minor, like this one to me is a little bit minor, it might kind of heal itself, or it'll just kind of outgrow the ugly parts, and you can pull something like this leaf here. You could like pull this leaf off towards the bottom as it grows out. For this jade, that's pretty severe. It's pretty ugly as well, so I might just kind of pull those leaves off so that it looks prettier. If it gets to a point where it's too severe, the plant might kind of collapse and shrink. At that point, there's not a lot that you can do, but if you catch it at these stages, it'll either outgrow itself, or you can kind of pull off the ugly parts. So etiolation refers to a plant that's not getting enough light. So it's stretching in some way. So it's really important to know what kind of plant you have, so you know what it should look like in ideal conditions. This photo is a really good example of an echeveria, and these should get a ton of light and they should grow really nice and compact. So you can see kind of at the bottom, the leaf sets are more stretched. There's more space in between. And that basically means during that point in that plant's life, it didn't get enough light. So it was stretching, it was growing too tall for what it should have been under ideal conditions. So you can see at the top, it's nice and compact. And that means basically that it was getting good light. So again, crucial to know what kind of succulent you have so you know what it should be looking like. If you catch this soon enough, a lot of times you can move it into more light and it'll actually fix itself. One of the things that we talk about with light is something called stress. And, you know, to a person, stress is a bad thing. To a succulent, it's not necessarily bad or good. It's just a change in the plant. So when we talk about stress with succulents, usually it results in color change. And to achieve that, you want to give it less water and more light. So these two succulents are a great example of stress. So this is a Lola, an Echeveria Lola, and normally it's kind of a whitish color, but with extra sun, it's gotten kind of pink, purplish, which is really pretty. And another great example is this flapjacks here. So normally it's kind of green, and when you stress it, it turns into a really pretty red, which is gorgeous. So again, stress, not necessarily a bad thing. You increase the light and decrease the water. The biggest thing is you want to kind of gradually increase light or decrease light, because they're really sensitive. So if you do it too soon, they can sunburn, or if you're transitioning them into a lower light condition, they might lose their leaves. So one of the experiences that I had was with something called an elephant bush, like this one here, this kind of yellowish greenish one. The first time I had this succulent, I brought it in during the winter, and it didn't get enough light and it dropped leaves like crazy, whereas my other succulents were kind of hanging on and doing okay. I now know that this succulent, it's super sensitive to light, and if it doesn't get enough, or if the transition is too harsh, if I go directly from a lot of good natural light into something a little bit darker, it'll lose its leaves quickly. I hope you've enjoyed this YouTube video. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Make sure you follow us on Instagram as well. Thanks. Have a great day.